Hello, my name is Malika. And this is Maria. And we welcome you all to the 20th International Shajibna Debated Championship. The teams participating in this year's final are as follows. Once an Elf as the OG, GCO, Khoti and Kharal as the opening up, जोर जोर से सब कुछ स्कीम बता दो as the CG, it is what it is as the CEO. The motion for this year's final is this house regrets the rise of hookup culture. Now I invite the first speaker of the OG to come and begin.
Starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. A world where vulnerability is seen as a weakness, where people hide their emotions under 10 layers of irony and emotional repression, is not the kind of world that we support. First argument then, specifically about queer people, because I know they're gonna say, oh, you experiment through hookup culture and that's good for queer people. No, we would argue that for LGBTQ individuals, sexuality and access to your body is an extremely important and sacred thing. We think that not just in terms of physical safety and harm, extremely emotionally detrimental and causes long-term trauma, especially if it's engaged with people who don't respect your identity, don't respect it. Closing.
Do you choose who you hook up with, and can they be your friends?
Sure, but the rise of hookup culture necessitates that there's a rise of things like dating apps where you're also hooking up with strangers, and also one-night stands are more comfortable oftentimes.
But it's also really interesting because the moment the debate starts, it also kind of sometimes feels like the rest of the world melts away. It's also really interesting to see how passionately you can argue for something that you wouldn't otherwise maybe even believe in so much.
The law is the same for me, that you automatically need debating tournaments. You want to go to them, you need to go to them. It becomes an activity that just grows on you and you can't divorce yourself from it. Eric, to hai.
So I think Shajibna is probably the most special tournament for me in Pakistan. It's one of those tournaments but it's not really just about the debate, it's also like an event. Everyone gets together. This is one of those moments where I think throughout the entire year, even people who've retired from debates, even my friends who no longer have an interest in the activity, this is the meeting point for all of them to congregate, to celebrate, to have fun, to catch up. The fact that we're meeting at this particular tournament is sort of like evidence of that as well.
Sex is sacred. Your body is sacred. That is exactly the problem. We think that these are the notions which have forced people to stay virgin all their lives, to give virginity only on the first night, for the first night of the marriage. This idea is specifically like reinforced into people in the modern status quo because of, let's say, traditional conservative Christianity, or even in like Islamic and third world status quos, where they say that there should be only one partner that you are going to align with, and only that one is the chosen. There is a partner that has been made in heaven.
A lot of people would assume that debates is a purely academic activity. It's not. It has a very, very social aspect to it also, through your interactions with different people on the circuit, through judges that you meet, through different kind of people who get to coach you at different points in time.
But there is another level of like this particular culture where you're actually like asked to like learn how to like engage with each other like intellectually, which is not, so we don't normally have conversations like this, right?
Panel, you notice that leader of opposition loses because they don't do two things. One, they don't characterize or contend with our characterization of what hookup culture is and therefore its consequences. But secondly, don't prove that hookup culture is exclusive to receiving any of the benefits that they want in terms of emotional benefits or cultural benefits. Presumably, the absence of hookup culture doesn't mean that you become the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. It means that you still have ability to have sex within monogamous relationships. We don't think that the sacredness of relationships is something that says you should be a virgin until marriage, but it just says that you should probably not sleep with someone on the first day that you meet them, but rather try and get to know them, because having sex with someone you don't know has very severe or rather specific consequences.
So there are a couple of ways to like describe, the debate culture. I think specifically it's for the mainly for private schools in Pakistan.
Obviously, the schools that are debating over here are they're from like 2, 3, 4 major cities of Lahore, Islamabad, Karachi, recently Faisalabad. So, I mean, in Jagon, maybe mostly the elitist schools are debating.
Then these same people transfer this knowledge outside in the real world, etc., rather than those students who are studying in public schools. You will have that sort of gap until unless your debating culture starts to integrate public schools. Without that, I don't think so there will be any sort of active change.
Over the years, I've seen one thing, and I think that one thing that Pakistani circuit needs to improve is the gender balance within our circuit. So a lot of female debaters end up leaving the circuit.
It can feel like a very hostile environment when you're part of like a very few number of females at a particular tournament, and everyone's ideas of what it means to be a good debater, a good speaker, like, you know, or accomplished, is centered around very male kind of like attributes. But this is also something that I have seen changing in the circuit in recent years. We have a far better understanding of things like equity, you know, so like it's great to kind of also see that it's no longer acceptable for people to just very openly say very problematic and sexist things and have to face no accountability for that. But it's still a very real challenge that female speakers have to deal with.
We have been getting complaints about speakers laughing at other people's accents or their use of language or their age or anything like that. All of these are protected attributes and you've been here and if we take complaint from you about this again, we will be forced to take action. So please remember to not repeat this mistake. Please remember to be as kind and respectful towards other speakers as possible.
We think the whole idea that sex is sacred actually pronounces these conservative ideas that are imposed on individuals, wherein girls are accused of giving it out on the first night, which is their entire case. Why do we think that's wrong? The reason that there's an additional emotional drama to sex inside monogamous relationships is that people don't even have it enough. The reason that it is that when people don't have it enough, that when it's the first time you're having sex and it's literally with your husband when you're getting married and it goes bad, that has a significantly more emotional trauma compared to experimenting inside hookup culture and finding good sexual relationships and also finding bad sexual relationships and finding this comparative.
I would say that in general the experience is good in terms of you getting to know things, but I feel like it's equally toxic. The entire idea should have been that, you know, you talk more, discuss about things that are probably controversial topics, but, you know, it should be fine because that was the narrative that the entire debating circuit builds upon you, right? But then gradually, when you know, start to indulge within debates even more, you recognize that the same things that they're propagating are the same things that, you know, they're restricting you from. So in the debating circuit, automatically you have progressive liberals, people saying that, you know what, that's wrong, you can't say that. I don't see why my perspective or my point of view is any different from yours when we're both, you know, entitled to our differences. Before, I do believe that when the circuit was, you know, like when I joined the circuit, these things still existed. People were entitled to their opinion.
You could also call it that the debate culture has become more sensitized. It's evolved more in the recent years, which has caused some trouble, some benefits for the individuals who are involved in debating. What happened exclusively in 2020 was that a lot of senior coaches, a lot of senior individuals from the debating circuit started getting called out for harassment, for abuse that had been ongoing in circuit or even in private schools over the past 7 to 8 years, right? And this was something that, I mean, you couldn't realize at that time there's something that's building up. But now looking back at things, I think it was something that was definitely building up.
I have personal experience of this as well. Coaches will enter a situation where they have a lot of undue power. And teenagers are mostly, right? You can push them in any direction that you want. So it's very easy to create a toxic atmosphere. And some coaches actively promote it because they think it's competitive.
So the generation that are now growing up debating, that are now in their O levels and A levels, are completely new. They're bringing a more, I think, a more sensitized environment to debates, which obviously it's like for some people, I think they might argue that the essence of debating and the competitive nature of debating has decreased in that sense. But on the other hand, it's relatively more balanced dynamics between judges / coaches and children.
For someone who hasn't done debates, शायद ये बहुत लगेगा क्या मतलब वक्री चीज़ है. But when you have your self-esteem, your ego, your intellect all like riding on this one activity, I know some speakers, for example, and this is very, very rare, but have actually like at times used like performance enhancing like supplements as well, Adderall, etc. To just try to like, because they thought it was.
Can you give me the number?
I want to be charitable to the other team. That's fine. People probably do think about hookup cultures. That's probably natural to assume that when you want to do something like this. I want to tell you that even if people can think about the start of a hookup that they have, they do not have the capacity or control to decide what happens in the middle, the end, and especially the aftermath of a hookup. Let's start with the first thing in terms of any hookup relationship, which is that it ends. I think the unique thing to add over here is the idea of imbalance that is created within a hookup culture and the issue of closure.
Wait, what position did you guys get?
I think the judge walked the debate in a different perspective than we did. After Corona, when debates went online, a lot of university debating societies just didn't stay in touch with tournaments in Pakistan in the same way. And that problem kind of gets magnified by a lot when you look at it in terms of judges, because there's only a handful of people right now who are experienced enough or understand the VP debating style, and that's created a number of challenges for us in TAB, a number of like judges just doing things that you don't really expect.
Can you give an example of
For
that?
example, judges cannot stop speakers in the middle of a speech to ask them to clarify their positive case.
स्कैम से हमारे साथ हुआ 70 हमें मिला है वो उसे लग रहा था हम WFSC को जस्ट अंदर में है
जज कौन था वाला
वही पहले राउंड वाला स्टॉप प्लीज क्लैरिफाई
When you see a clear win happening in front of you, you just want to take those points. And when you lose on those points, you just feel like, what's gone wrong?
First thing, within long-term relationships, you're yes more likely to be emotionally invested, which means you're also more likely to be emotionally attached, which means you're also less likely to be able to leave in a healthy fashion to begin with. At that point in time, then I posit to you that it is much more traumatic for you to put forward the proposal to leave in the first place. I can say that from personal experience. But also secondly, understand that as a queer individual in Pakistan, for instance, you cannot settle for the long term. Being queer is something that is so unacceptable. We feel it is much more easier for you to be in short-term relationships before you get married and therefore utilize this hookup culture to have some sort of queer experience to begin with, as compared to having to settle with one person for the rest of your lifetime, which, guess who, surprise, surprise, will be a straight person to begin with.
So me and my team advanced to the finals.
Me and my team did not advance to the final.
So it was a match about like the queer community and whether they should have like a Wrath month versus like a Pride month, fear versus like anger. Like I think there was a lot of discussion around that. For me, because I just generally view debates as more so of like a psychological activity, I think it was just a case of analyzing human psyche and seeing how people are going to react to one policy or the other.
So basically, we came third. And like when in order to go to the finals, you need to come second and like first. So,
Do you think you gave it your all?
no.
But there's another ISL team in a final, right?
Yeah.
We think at that point in time, these children are very impressionable and like, they're very prone to getting confused, etc. We think at that point in time, you told them, tell them two different things, like you're going to do this in your room and you're going to do this outside. What's likely to happen is that these children are likely to become very, very confused. This means that they're never going to know which idea is actually important, and this means that they're never going to be able to develop a full understanding of their own religion.
Alright, so I think all the teams are here. So we'll just announce the decision. So before the decision, obviously there is the worst part, which is the generalized critique which exists. Alright, so completely skipping over the fact that OG said some things, O also said some things, CG responded to some of the things and also added their own stuff, and also closing opposition gave the extensions and said things. All of you said things, things were said. Excellent stuff. Best critique ever. This was a bench victory for the government side, with the overall government as the winners and the government as the runners-up. For the actual, please control yourselves. Actually, no, don't control yourselves.
We came third.
हार गए
Yeah.
मैं तो 4 टूर्नामेंट चला गया थोड़ी सी एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है लाइक obviously I expected to win but like
So you just judged the under 19 final.
You know, I've been of Shia faith. I've experienced all of these discriminations from young childhood. When I was little, there was a lot of Shia hate going on, and that allowed my parents to stop me from wearing my qaddas. My parents stopped me from going to these celebrations so that I will not be successfully targeted. And I don't know what the background of these kids are, but if they're willing to understand it, establish, and have outcomes to what fixes could be, but you should have been more than what the parliamentarians have had.
7:30 right now, we'll start the debate at 7:45 sharp. The motion is this house regrets the life of the hookup culture. This house regrets the rise of the hookup culture.
I'm going to start my speech in 3, 2, 1.
Christian lobbies exist. Individuals have the ability to deceive you. They can be assaulters, but they can act like they're not. Individuals can do really, really bad things, and you can only find out later. The alternative that we as government best propose, because they have no original ideas between the four of them, is let's focus on going into long-term relationships and marrying, because that is what we think is going to stop you from being deceived. I think in a vast majority of cases, human beings cannot compare or even understand what is a good thing insofar as you do not have a frame of reference to begin with. But before I move on, I'll be a good person. Opening.
You take away agency from your future self to ever be in a healthy, committed relationship, not just fucking marriage, by the way, and harm your future spouse when you never actively practice being vulnerable, having fights in a healthy way, and having difficult conversations about religion, culture, finance.
So the assumption here is that one culture cannot coexist with the other, right? I think they automatically assume that firstly, if you do not practice vulnerability, firstly, I think you can be vulnerable with your friends, be vulnerable with your adjudicators. I think that happens, right? But secondly, more importantly, I think you can practice vulnerability in other cases, but even you can decide the 20s are going to be the hookup culture part of my life, my 30s are going to be me trying out vulnerability. Why there are age limits to this categorization, I simply do not understand, right? This is all from my TikTok folks out there. It's cuffing season. I want that big trophy. I want that big trophy. Vote CEO.
This final itself, the motion was interesting, to say the least. It delves into a particularly important thing in my own life, which is this interrogation about hookup culture and so on and so forth.
So I'm not sure what the decision is supposed to be, but I think I'll always hope for myself. I believe in the power of manifestation. So I think hopefully yes.
The winners in the English Open category of 20th Shajivna International Debating Championship was Once and Else, the Open government.
I feel relieved that it's finally over. But I know that we're going to be showing up to another competition soon enough anyway, and the cycle continue. It's a really fun activity, and I think that every time you participate, you learn something new, you grow in different ways that you do. And your friends, your friendship with other people, other debaters also continues to grow. So it's really fun to keep coming back.
Me and him have been speaking together for a very, very long time. We spoke together after almost a year, so more than a year, right? The question mark was always that will we gel together again. I think the fact that we need to go through this together, as there are people who are like best friends and stuff, and just have our own moments, create that internal language again. I think that's the one thing you always look back on.
We did well, but for me it was really happy because I was with my friends, so that was really happy for me. And that's what kept me in debates actually.
I'm taking a video.